Hello, Great M. Jones. Hello, Grim Reaper. Welcome to my live, guys. Hello, AA. So, what I want to do on today's live, let me know your thoughts, is my friend sent me this video from WheatWaffles, and actually some people on my last live were telling me about this guy, WheatWaffles. I never seen a video of his. Hello, Garimo. I've never seen a video of his, so I'm guessing he's some, like, black pill guy. Am I right? Do you guys know about him? But, I saw the title of this video, and it's, like, 50 things that make up the perfect Chad. So I thought that I could, watch it, and, you guys could maybe watch along, and we could, discuss, but I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Great M. Jones. Black pill? Oh boy, here we go. Yeah. I thought it could be entertaining. But if you guys have a different suggestion, we could do that instead. But if nobody has a better idea, then I will just check it out. Okay, Giovanni. Hey, Giovanni. He says, sure, let's do it. Let's do it. So, question for you guys. Hello, everybody. So, is it okay if I just play it, like, on my end? I'll put the link in, and then you guys can play it yourself, or, like, what should I do? Should I, like, share my screen? How does this work? All right. Well, I'm just gonna play it. And, like, you guys could probably hear it in the background. All right, let me send you guys the link first. Okay. That's the link. Are you able to put a mini play feed in the corner? How do people do that, guys? Please let me know. Pop out. Why can't I do that? Let me see. Okay. Well. All right. All right, I'm just gonna play, guys. I'm sorry, I don't know about this mini play feed in the corner. If you guys do know how to do that, could you please send me an email? mynonlife@gmail.com, because that'd be a lot better than this. But let's try it. All right, here we go. Let me know if you guys can hear this.
Every guy wants to be the perfect man because they think it will give them a healthy life with love, wealth, and happiness.
Could you guys hear that? Just say yes or no, and then I'll continue. Okay, good. Thanks, Giovanni, and thanks, Tig. And thanks, everybody else. Okay, let's go on. All right, so here we go now.
And because they want this, guys do all kinds of stuff in order to get closer to the goal. They go to the gym 5 times per week. They work 40 hours at a job. They learn, watch videos, eat clean, buy nice cars, expensive clothes. They do all of these things because they think it will inch them closer to becoming the perfect man. However, the purpose of this video is to provide an infallible blueprint outlining what the perfect man looks like. It will be broken into 2 parts. First, the 25 things that make the perfect man's appearance, and second, 25 things making the perfect man's lifestyle. I've never seen anyone on YouTube do this before. And the reason I'm making this video is because I see a surprisingly large amount of division amongst guys online of what the perfect man is. Some guys think Brad Pitt's physique from Fight Club is perfect. Others think Ronaldo. Others think Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's. And a small minority even think it's a dad bod. Some guys think happy men appear more attractive. Others think mean and angry looking men are more attractive. Lastly, though I know there will always be some subjectivity on what makes the perfect man, after all, every woman has a different opinion. I will be defining perfect as the guy that appeals to the most amount of women. So, if there's two guys and one has a trait that 51% of women prefer while the other 49% prefer, I will say the trait with 51% is perfect and the other is inferior.
Okay, guys, so far, I actually like it. You gotta hand it to this guy. One, very interesting subject matter. Two, very thorough. So I'm entertained so far. What about you guys? Uh, all right, let's go on because this should be good.
Anyway, let's get this started. 1. The perfect man has a strong jawline with good forward growth, width, and a long ramus, as opposed to a weak, rounded, and recessed jawline. Number 2.
I kind of have to agree with him. Great M. Jones says, I don't think it's thorough at all. Why not, Great M. Jones? Okay, first thing I agree.
The perfect man has a low body fat percentage, making his jawline and face lean, as opposed to having a high body fat percentage and puffy face. However, the perfect man is not so lean that he looks like a bodybuilder. 10 to 12% is both ideal and sustainable for most guys. Number 3. The perfect man's face is highly symmetrical as opposed to containing all sorts of mismatches and asymmetries.
This is kind of depressing because he's right. I think so far, so good. Seems very fair. My face has, in my opinion, a lot of asymmetry. So I'm like, great. I'm not the perfect Chad, but whatever. All right. Let's go on.
Number 4. For his eye area, they appear hunter-like with a narrow piercing look, as opposed to a bulging and prey-like eye area.
Prey-like? Okay. Oh God, you guys, this is really funny. Okay. Yeah, I guess he's right. Like a lot of male models, I guess, have these hunter eyes for sure. So, all right. Very good. Proceed.
Number 5. He has a full head of hair with a square hairline. Additionally, his hair complexion is vibrant and youthful, as opposed to having any form of recession, thinning, or greying. Number 6.
Oh no, an ad.
His skin complexion also looks healthy and youthful and is tight against his face, as opposed to having skin that is saggy, dull, and wrinkled.
Okay. What do you guys? Let me read what you guys are saying so far. So I'm not just okay. So okay. So Giovanni says physique is pointless. I'm not going to walk around shirtless at a club. Okay, fair point. Grim Reaper says he just said every woman is different. Stop coping in the chat. Guys, what does coping mean? Because someone said cope the other day, then I Googled it. I'm like, what does cope mean? Urban Dictionary, like, I don't think they got it. So what does cope mean? Corvus Glaive says he's hilarious. I kind of agree. Dead inside, a perfect man can protect the people he cares about. I agree. Great M. Jones, I don't think it's thorough at all. Ralph says, Wheat Waffle sucks. Josh has no interest in being a Chad. This guy is cringe. Grim Reaper says it's a scientific pill. Okay. So far I think it's pretty good. Let's keep going.
Number 7. The perfect man has a compact mid-face as opposed to an overly long or squidged mid-face. Getting technical, a 1-to-1 ratio from your pupils to your upper lip is considered ideal. Number 8.
Where did he learn like the science of beauty stuff? Like the first time I watched a Black Pill video, it was so funny because I'm like, wow, this is really scientific. Seems like he knows what he's talking about. I don't really know exactly what he just said there, but it seems like it would make sense. So I'll just reserve judgment on that.
He has full and thick eyebrows as opposed to poorly shaped or thin eyebrows. Number 9. He has straight white teeth with no gaps as opposed to discolored teeth with spacing. Number 10.
Okay. It's interesting for like female models, like having a gap is often like really popular, but I guess for males, I don't know. I could see a good gap being good, but maybe it's just, 51% straight teeth. Yeah, he's right.
He has full lips that are healthy looking as opposed to overly thin ones with cracking. Number 11. He has.
Okay. I could see why like cracked lips can kind of, not like truly horribly cracked lips, but I think cracked lips can kind of be like sexy. But like you said, it just has to be 51% more. How did he put it again? It's like 51% of women would prefer this guy to the other guy. So
Has a refined nose as opposed to any oversized or deviated shapes.
oversized or deviated shapes? What does deviated nose shape even mean? Do you guys? Okay, wait. So let's see what you guys are saying. Great M. Jones says, I can understand his majority argument, but I don't think 51% is enough to say perfect, even for an argument. Good point. Yeah, that's kind of what I was feeling. I'm like, oh, yeah, you're right. I think you pointed out a very important point there. All right. Coping means something is trying to rationalize something within themselves through false philosophy. Okay. That's a good term. I like that. Cope is an obviously false statement for the effect of spreading positivity, Grim Reaper says. Cope, so it's an obviously false statement for the effect of spreading positive. Okay, yeah, that's a great term. I like that. That's really good. So Vedansh says, I don't know if he's describing the perfect man or the perfect male model. That's actually a great point, Vedansh. That is an interesting point to consider. Yeah. So then Grim Reaper says, I disagree with the eyebrows. Why is Gula says, just don't be ugly, bro. Lol. Deninside says, this is overtly describing ideal appearances that you find in anthropometrics. Looking perfect does not equal an ideal partner, though. 100% dead inside. EV says, I have finished reading The Heart of Dominance. Amazing, EV. What did you think? DZim says, he's just describing the physical features women are attracted to, which are mostly correct, but Black Pill Theory says women are only attracted to looks. Yeah, like I agree that these are physical features that women are attracted to, but whether that means women are only attracted to that is a different matter altogether. So yeah, great points, everybody. Great points. Let's go on.
12. He has high set cheekbones and small eye orbits as opposed to low set cheekbones that cause eye bags.
Okay, I have never thought of this, but like you guys said, this may be the science of anthropometrics, so let's just move on.
13. All of his features work in perfect harmony and complement one another, as opposed to being incongruent. You can
What? Okay. All right, fine, I guess. This kind of seems pretty subjective, though, doesn't it? His features work in perfect harmony.
really
Like,
see what I'm talking about here with Zac Efron, who
what?
does have all attractive features objectively, but together they look a little off compared to the harmonic face. Anyway, that's the last for facial attractiveness. Now on to physique and bodily dimensions.
Okay, well, I have to hand it to him. That was pretty interesting. All right, on to physique.
14. The perfect man has tall height between 6'3 and 6'4. Not too short that would make him less dominant, but not too tall either that makes him more of a niche to women.
That's interesting. He's literally putting it right at 6'3 to 6'4. Huh. I have to think about that.
Number 15. He has wide shoulders compared to his waist with a perfect ratio of 1.6 to 1, as opposed to more equal widths that look less masculine. 16. He has marginally wider hips compared to his waist with a ratio of 1.1 to 1. This isn't too wide, which would cause him to look feminine and childbearing.
Okay.
17. He has large, defined upper arms as opposed to underdeveloped small ones.
Okay.
18. He has a broad chest as opposed to an untrained and flat area. 19. He has large shoulders and lats giving a perfect V-taper, compared to a narrow, slender, and pencil-like figure.
I honestly think the guy on the right looks better. I don't know. They both look good. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's number 19. I put the link in the chat. The V thing is a bit much. I know. I think these guys both look very good. Like, all right. Maybe he's right. All right. What are you guys thinking? Oh, JB, well, thank you so much. You're so nice, JB. I really appreciate you tipping me. He says, is this dude even straight? Who is speaking? Okay, it's Wheat Waffles. I forget who was recommending I watch him in the last chat, and then my friend actually sent me this video today, and I haven't watched it yet. But yeah. So that I'm just going through his video. I'll just post a link again in case it like kind of disappeared. It's Perfect Man Blueprint, 50 things that make the ultimate Chad. Whoops. Okay. I'll read what you guys are writing. So Apollo Parker says there is an IRL video of Wheat Waffles and he just comes off as incel LMAO. Well, I assume he is. But that doesn't mean he can't have like studied, you know, what makes people tick very well. I think he's highly accurate so far. Everything he's saying is like, making sense to me. So Evie says, I think the book gets to the core of dominance. To sum it up, dominance is about doing what you truly want and not forcing yourself to act dominant. It also comes in with a series of discipline. It is definitely a good read. Great, Evie. I'm so glad you liked it. I agree. It kind of dispelled a lot of myths, and I'm so glad you liked it. Dominance is about doing what you truly want and not forcing yourself to act on it. Brilliant. Yep. Very good. I'm very glad you got that. Fearless Romeo says, I'm 5'11", so that makes me what? An ant? Good one, Fearless Romeo. So Triton says, there's dating app data that shows 6'3" men are appealing to the highest percentage of women compared to other heights. Fascinating. Fascinating. I guess he got it right then. Wow. NR1 says, looks beat character, but status beats looks. Interesting statement. Yeah, I'm not sure. Grim Reaper says, I know from personal experience you can overcome almost anything with dominance and social skills. I agree, Grim Reaper, but looks are everything in their own right. Even ask the common female. I agree, looks are important, 100%. Then Evie says, when it comes to dominance, I have a very primal mode, kind of savage, that feeds the helplessness of the sub. Poems and Justice says, my super handsome friend gets 10 times more girls than all of us at the club. It's heartbreaking. Yeah. That's how it goes. I was just watching The Bachelor tonight, and it's the same thing. I mean, The Bachelor, he's so wowed by this girl who looks like a model. They all look like models, but I guess one of them looks even more like a model to him. And he was just like giddy around her, and she was like totally personalityless. And I was getting very triggered because I'm just like, this girl sucks. Like, she has no personality, and yet he's obsessed with her just because she looks good. So it's frustrating. It's kind of unfair. I get it. It's just like, you get everything you want because you look great. It's an interesting aspect of life, isn't it? Ty Smith says, a cope is when you make excuses because you can't do or have something, like from the Aesop fable about the fox and the grapes. I can't reach the grapes. Those grapes are probably sour anyway. Good explanation. So Web Education is Wheat Waffles is spot on about almost everything. He has studies and worked in body language or facial structure to recreate scenarios or something like it. Wow, I'm impressed. Josh Marker says, well, Great M. Jones says, who told anyone that life would be fair? You're right, Great M. Jones. It's not fair. It's not fair. Josh Marker says, this is hilarious. Anybody wanting to learn to be a Chad is a beta, and any girl looking for one is shallow in every aspect. Oh, wow, Josh. What a hot take. I don't agree. I think you guys should all try to become Chads if you're not already. Those TKD BLK Belt says jealous insecurity is sexy. You know what? I kind of agree. It kind of is sexy, which is weird. Fearless Romeo says those who want everything just because they look good with bad attitude need a loudest slap on their cheeks. Okay. All right, let's go back to watching this because this is entertaining me. All right, this is good stuff. All right.
It also helps that he has low lat insertions, which extends his V-taper, as opposed to this guy who has a good physique but high lat inserts, which are suboptimal. Number 20, he has a thick neck as opposed to an overly slim, weak one. 21, he has large wrists as opposed to small ones that appear snappable. 20.
Okay, wow. That level of detail is... I have never noticed a guy's wrists before that appear snappable. This is something else. I mean, I guess he's probably right, but like I've never once like looked at a guy's wrists. But okay.
22. He has a visible and symmetrical six-pack as opposed to a non-existent one. 23. The perfect man has large legs in proportion to his body as opposed to frail and neglected ones. That's right, the perfect man never skips leg day. 24. He has vein visibility on areas such as his arms and forearms which show blood flow, health, and high testosterone.
That's actually pretty interesting because I know girls really love those veiny wrists and arms, but I never thought that it's kind of like a sign of health or whatever because as he just said, it shows blood flow and testosterone and something else. What was it?
Arms and forearms which show blood flow, health, and high
Health.
testosterone, as
Okay.
opposed to not having this feature. However, this isn't hugely important, so it's not a huge deal if you don't have them.
Oh God, people are gonna be trying to get in like vein implants. Yeah, it is not a huge deal at all, but it is interesting. Um, Grim Reaper says wrist cell is such a meme. Ah, ha, ha. Wrist cell. Oh my God. Wow. So Grim Reaper says, I would really like to know not my non-leather me thinks about whether the wall really exists for women once she gets that lingo. Yeah, I know what the wall is. Like people are always trying to insult me, saying like, "Oh, you hit the wall, and now you'll be sorry for like what you did to men." No, guys. Yes, the wall exists in like fertility, for example, like, your ovarian reserve runs out. You do hit the wall in that respect. Yes, obviously women age and, men are like really into young women and stuff. Obviously that exists, but do women suddenly like get no men after the wall? No, guys, they get men. There's still a ton of men. They can still get paid to be like sugar babies when they're like 80 years old. Like, I'm sorry to break it to you. The wall that you guys are like hoping exists for women like doesn't actually exist. If women want to get men at any age, they will have an abundance of men. They just have to like put themselves out there. So, yeah. Um all right. Let's go on with wheat waffles.
Lastly, 25. All of these features come together to form the perfect male body, where all features harmonize and complement each other. Remember, you're not trying to build this physique which most girls would find over the top. Instead, this is about as close as you can get to the ideal for the eyes of most women.
I do agree with that. Like, yeah, that bodybuilder physique. I don't know if you guys can see this. If you go to that link, it's number 25. That bodybuilder physique, it's not women don't like it. Like guys are I feel like they're kind of fantasizing about being like superhero like body types, like oh, they just have to get huge muscles. But I agree, this guy on the left is kind of what women think of as like now that guy could be a male stripper and he would be like really popular with the women in the audience, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I do agree with him, and that's probably a good point for a lot of guys that um the look on the right, which is kind of like the Hulk or some guy on steroids or bodybuilder, like is not ideal. So that is interesting. Um James Bond 975 says they get men, just not the ones they want. Guys, it's not true. They can get the ones they want. You guys are so desperate for sex, even like really hot guys, that if an older woman offers a model who looks like the guy on the left sex, like they do it. Like it's not hard. So, yeah. So Sam L. Williams, sorry to ignore your question, but it's just a bit unrelated, so that's why I've been not looking at it. But it says, can you please explain the paradox women want what they can't have. Are women really more attracted to taken guys or men they aren't in a relationship with? What if a guy's body count is 0? So, okay, seems like a bunch of different questions, but you're saying, can you please explain the paradox? Women want what they can't have. Well, I think that's kind of like a universal thing. I feel like that's kind of like a law of human nature in a way. So, yeah, it's a paradox, but it's true, isn't it? Are women really more attracted to taken guys or men they aren't in a relationship with? So, first of all, are they more attracted to taken guys? Well, it depends. Like, does the taken guy follow Wheat Waffles anthropometrics or whatever? Because, like, if the taken guy, if there's just like some guy who's not taken and he's extremely hot or whatever, or extremely cool, good game, everything, they're gonna like that guy. So, but are they more attracted to a guy in a relationship? I don't really think so. They could be, depending on the guy, but is it just like as soon as a guy is in a relationship, the women are just gonna be attracted to him? Not necessarily. But it does signal that, another girl wants this guy. He must have something good about him. So it does kind of give like a halo effect a little bit to some guys because they're wondering, I wonder what this girl sees in that guy. So possibly. And then your last question is, what if a guy's body count is 0? It's gonna be not it's not great if your body count is 0. I don't think they want you to have a body count of 0. Because like I've said in a lot of my videos, they kind of want to be with someone more experienced than them who can kind of take the lead. So a lot of times they won't even know that though. Like if you don't have much experience, they'll just assume you do have experience. They'll just kind of project that onto you if you don't tell them. But it is going to be a little bit freaky to women if they're like, oh my God, this guy's a virgin. I'm going to have to teach him what to do. Like a lot of women don't like that role of the teacher. They want to be a sub. So hopefully that makes sense, Sam L. Williams. All right, guys, let's go on with the video. This is interesting. So far, I agree with what he said.
Anyway, that's all the physical characteristics that make the perfect man.
That's all?
Now moving on to the perfect male lifestyle,
Okay, this should
for
be
which
judging.
again there are another 25 points. 26. Wealth. The perfect man is rich. He can afford anything and everything without thinking about it, and is single-handedly able to provide for his partner, children, family, and children's future families by providing generational wealth. 27.
I agree, guys. It is more attractive than the alternative.
Social circle. The perfect man has lots of friends, both male and female. No matter what time of day it is, he has options to set up an exhilarating activity with whichever friends he likes. 20.
That one may apply to other women. I agree. They often talk like, oh, I want him to have friends, but personally, I don't know. If he's spending so much time with his social circle, when does he have time to spend with his girlfriend? That's my philosophy, but so yeah, that one's not the best for me, but oh, what video is she breaking down? Munir says, I will link it again for you guys. I am on number 27 in this perfect man blueprint 50 things making the ultimate Chad. There it is. Yeah, the friend, dead inside, you agree the friend thing is debatable? It's not really a make or break thing for me, but I honestly don't care. But I agree. Probably better to err on the side of you have friends. You can have fun with your friends. You can socialize. Makes life more exciting, you know. I'd say it's an asset for sure. So let's go on.
88. Online following. The perfect man has a maxed out Instagram profile with dozens of exciting posts. Not to mention, he has 500,000 followers and a blue check mark.
Yeah, it does lend some high value mystique for sure.
29. The perfect man has a native English speaking accent. I know this one is going to get a fair amount of contention in the comments. But like I said at the beginning, I've defined perfect as what most women find attractive. And although small percentages of women have a thing for foreign accents, I believe the majority of them don't and would prefer a clear, well-spoken, native English accent. 30. The perfect man has a deep voice showing he has high testosterone. He speaks with depth and impact, and people know everything he's about to say is important just from his tone of voice. 31. He speaks with convictions. He never has doubts in what he's saying because everything he says is objective facts, not opinions.
That one I'm not so sure about. I feel like that's kind of erring on the side of like arrogance or like mansplanation. Everything he says is straight facts. So does he leave room for like discussion, for conversation? I don't know. This one, I feel like not just me, but many women are going to be like, that's actually something we find very annoying in men. Obviously, you know, facts are good, but just someone who only speaks straight facts as if they like kind of are some mansplainer know-it-all, it can get annoying because so many guys believe they're thinking they're speaking straight facts, you know, and they're like the epitome of pure reason and you know pure rationality, and women are like emotional crazy people. Like it's really annoying, extremely annoying. Like you guys have no idea how annoying it is. So this one's kind of like I feel like this is something like a man might think women want, but it's not really much of a female gaze one. But hey, this is literally the only one I've like disagreed with so far. So yeah, let's see what you guys are saying. Edward Gonzalez says, I had a heart attack in 2017, a stent in my heart. Black pill men need to come close to death to know what is important in life. Love life. You'll get women who want to feel that love. Wow, Edward. That's true. Like, I mean, yeah, that's really inspiring. I like what you wrote. Thanks for sharing that. And Great M. Jones says, I think he means that everything he says has a basis and he speaks with confidence, whether he is right or not, but can accept when he is wrong. Okay. All right. If he is saying that, then I will give it to him. If he can accept when he is wrong, easily, that would be great. So Chosen One says, I'm in love with a girl who is taken. We were dating, but she picked another guy who got there first. Now she seems unhappy with him. Should I tell her how I feel in a masculine way? 100% Chosen One. Go for it. I remember like a guy did that to me and I was super impressed. I was just like, damn, this guy has balls. Because like I was in a relationship with this other guy and he was just like, why are you with him? Like, I'm better. Date me. Like, I can treat you better. And I was like, that's impressive. That's cool. That's a man. That's masculinity. So yeah, definitely do it. Zuki says, I don't believe this woman used to be a stripper. You don't look like one, lol. Well, I guess you have never been to a strip club. And it shows. Let's move on.
He is as concise as can be. In other words, he doesn't waffle or ramble, and he can say the same message using as few words as possible. 32. The perfect man is articulate. The perfect man never mumbles, never uses filler words.
I don't know about that, guys, because like my boyfriend, he stopped using filler words. It's really annoying because you never know if he's done talking or if he's about to start a sentence. Like it can kind of come across as almost like, I don't want to insult him, but it can't. He even admits this, that he kind of had to like add some back in, because it can come across as a bit awkward, you know. So I don't know. Maybe it's like 51% of women prefer it versus 49. I don't know. Let's go on.
And never pauses mid-sentence unless it's for effect, of course. 33. The perfect man is pre-selected. He always has women surrounding him, which makes onlooking women even more attracted to him, as they know his abundance makes him look trustworthy and a pleasure to be around. 34. The perfect man is
I agree. It's a good sign if a lot of women like the guy. I like that term. Pre-selection is pretty good.
happy looking, not aggressive or muggy looking. He looks approachable and the guy every person in the room wants to be involved with. 35.
That one is interesting because I feel like so many women are fantasizing about kind of like this dark, stormy, brooding man. Like he is kind of the hero, I should say, not heroine, of so many romance novels. So I don't know. That one's kind of like a toss up for me. But if it's really coming down to like a 51% versus 49%, I would say he's probably right. But an angry, brooding, intense looking guy is definitely still going to be highly attractive to women and even more attractive to some women. But I guess it's better to err on the side of just like everyone loves me, I'm the golden boy, and I just love life. So yeah. Um okay. Let's go on.
The perfect man is stylish. He has an abundance of well-fitting clothes that complement his physique and make him appear high status. 36. The perfect man
That's super important. That's huge in my opinion. A lot of guys could benefit from that. Huge.
is hygienic, and he has a masculine smell from his most lavish cologne. 37. He is
From his most lavish cologne? What is he saying there?
a masculine smell from his most lavish cologne.
Most lavish. I have no idea what he means. Like most lavish cologne. Sure. Hygienic versus unhygienic. Hygienic is gonna win every time.
37. He is patient and listens. He's in no rush to speak and he lets other people finish their sentence even if what they're saying is completely irrelevant. 38.
Very good.
The perfect man is stoic and never emotionally reactive. Words never hurt him. Any verbal conflicts he deals with in the same deadpan tone. And as for physical confrontations, he doesn't become aggressive, causing him to overreact with force way above what's necessary. and instead he neutralizes all threats with the exact same level of physicality as he had received.
That's really interesting. I like his description of that a lot, actually. That is actually pretty brilliant in my opinion. I think he like summed that up very, very well. Very good. I want to kind of just listen to that again. And I'll just hear what you guys say. So um good one, web education. So okay. For some reason I'm just having a hard time reading all the comments tonight because I'm like maybe trying to do two things at once, but I'm reading your guys what you're saying. I really liked that last explanation. I thought that was like very well summed up. I'm gonna listen to that again.
Physical confrontations, he doesn't become a lame deadpan, ever stoic, and never emotionally reactive.
Okay. So I agree. This is kind of like your safe bet. This is like a safe way to be a man and a safe way to like be attractive to women. My boyfriend isn't like this at all, and I find what he does really attractive in its own way. But I agree. What he's describing as the perfect man, it's good. It's very good. It's a good way to react to situations. Women will respect it. So
Words never hurt him. Any
words,
verbal conflicts he deals with in the same deadpan tone.
that is a really admirable trait about some guys where you just feel like you cannot phase them. It's attractive. Just like, wow. Um,
And as for physical confrontations, he doesn't become aggressive, causing him to overreact with force.
and that's also really important because it can look like weak to just kind of react like way overly aggressive for just like a minor provocation. It does come off as weak. So I like how he described you react with like the perfect and equal and opposite reaction or whatever.
Way above what's necessary, and instead he neutralizes all threats with the
Neutralizes all
exact same
threats.
level of physicality as he had received.
Okay, yeah. Nice rule of thumb there.
39, however, the perfect man is highly emotional.
I will just say on that last one, like my boyfriend, he wears his emotions on his sleeve. He feels his emotions like fully. And like when he's angry, he just kind of like expresses it. I do really admire that. I think that's like an amazing way to be a man as well. So that last one gives me some pause because you don't have to be like that. But I agree with him that it's definitely a safe bet, good way to be, probably going to get the maximum effect on the most amount of women by being like that. Well, I'm not actually sure because like I think what my boyfriend does is highly attractive. I don't know, but I did that was an interesting one. So let me see what you guys are saying. Um all right. Okay, cover says, "Will you be keeping the replay?" I'm not sure, okay, covers, but I will put it unlisted so if you guys are following me, then you can still see it. I won't like delete it. So, let's see. So John D is saying Leo is probably an 8 or 9 out of 10, so he's always going to get higher quality women regardless because of his status. Well, his looks are definitely not an 8 or 9 out of 10, but he's Leo. He has a certain cachet, he has a certain celebrity. He's kind of like a legendary figure. And I've just heard him described as like incredibly charismatic. So, yeah. And I mean, he also kind of has this cachet of like having only dated incredibly beautiful women. So if he picks you as a woman, you probably feel like incredibly special, like, wow, I'm one of the most beautiful women in the world, you know? And yeah, so those are some of the things that probably make up for the fact that he doesn't look like Wheat Waffles description anymore. Uh, all right, let's go on.
Emotionally perceptive. So, while he shows minimal emotion himself, he understands most people around him are extremely emotional, so he is able to read these situations and signals perfectly, allowing him to take action to calm the person down.
That would be incredible. That would be good, yes.
40. The person
And I like how he's kind of pointing out there that that is kind of like the female expectation for men is that they're kind of like a rock. They're kind of like the bigger person. Like they're not going to react and they're able to control their anger and their like aggression and never kind of like lash out at the woman or even like show excessive rage or anger or anything like that. Um, but they are able to like deal with confrontations with other guys when they come up and at the same time be very emotionally understanding and supportive. So I agree. It is kind of asking a lot of guys in a sense. But that is really the ideal. That is really the female gaze and what people want. So I have to hand it to this guy. I thought he said it very well.
perfect man's perceptions of his abilities are in perfect alignment with his actual abilities. So he doesn't overestimate what he can do, not even by a fraction, as this would make him appear arrogant or delusional. But he also doesn't underestimate his abilities, which would make him self doubting and stop him fulfilling his potential. 41.
I agree. That one's pretty good. That one's pretty important because a lot of guys, like even on my channel, sometimes, like in the comments, they will just really be bragging so much, and I kind of wonder. I'm like, do you guys know that it's very easy to see through you? Because a lot of guys will just be like, trust me, I am highly attractive to women and get so many girls. And some guys, it's more convincing when they write it, but some guys, it's just so obvious that they're lying, basically. And it is unattractive because, like, bro, who do you think you're fooling? Like, no. Um, so I like what he said there. Self-awareness, very key for women. It is true. Women really don't like guys who lack self-awareness, in my opinion. Well, in an ideal world, they would have self-awareness, but sometimes they might overlook it if he's Leonardo DiCaprio or whatever. So yeah. Let's see. Grim Reaper says, "You've got to be kidding. Jason Statham is very, very attractive." I agree. Munir says he's not good looking. I think he is good looking. He kind of has that masculine, yeah, and I know he's bald, so maybe that's what you guys might be kind of like discussing here. Like, he's bald and yet he's attractive. He is attractive. He just has like a very masculine look. That's the thing. That's kind of what I used to think. It's like not all guys have to look like a model to be attractive. There's kind of another type, which is really attractive to a certain type of woman, me in particular. And that's just kind of like a more masculine looking guy than a more feminine model type guy. I find that more attractive personally, but I agree with him that the majority of women are probably just going to be very happy with this model face. So Stefan/educated Tyrone says phenotypes and niches are important as well. Yeah. Josh Marker says Statham, am I pronouncing that right? Doesn't have a model face, lol, but it's masculine and has swag. Stefan says game happens on the micro level, not the macro. Say more. What does that mean exactly in this context? All right, let's move on here.
Perfect Man is extremely sharp with funny one-liners and smart comments.
That would be good.
He always knows the right thing to say. 42. The perfect man is fearless. Women entrust him to be courageous, dependable, and take calculated risks to solve any problem. 43.
That's true, guys. That's a big thing women are looking for. They have this fearless thing. They want to believe that like the man is going to be the man. He's going to be able to stand up for them. He's going to be able to handle like a difficult situation for them. He's not going to be scared when they are. Like I got a comment today that was like, you know, the guy was saying, you said one time that a good date idea basically is to watch a horror movie together. But what if the guy gets scared? Would it still be attractive? Like, is he allowed to be scared too? And I was saying, well, for it to be a turn on, you kind of have to be less scared than her. The moment you're more scared than her, it ceases to be a turn on. So it's really important that as a man, you kind of are more fearless and more brave than her for her to be sexually attracted to it. I'm not saying you have to do it. I'm not saying you can't be scared, but it will just give off more of a friend vibe or just neutral vibe. But honestly, it will give off a slightly unattractive vibe because they want to feel as the man, you're brave. You're braver than them. You're more tough than them. That's important. So he makes a great point in that. Yeah. So educated Tyrone says, even if I appeal to more women on a macro scale, I can still lose to a guy when competing for an individual girl if I'm not her type. Okay, great point. Great point. Right. We're almost done with this video, so let's move on.
And take calculated risks to solve any problem. 43. The perfect man is ambitious. He is always moving in an upward trajectory in life and never downwards. He has a growth mindset. 44.
That one's also really important. Like I'm in a lot of women's Facebook groups where like they complain about different things about like their relationships, like relationship problem groups. And that's a big one. Like they expect that the guy is going to be kind of like dragging you guys forward together, like career wise. And if he's like not working and doesn't have a job and stuff, they start getting like really antsy on this deep level that's kind of like triggering like their gender role expectations. It's like so that's important. I don't know if that's obvious or not though.
4. Efficiency. The perfect man never wastes time, energy, or money. Instead, he does the absolute bare minimum and still achieves his goals. In other words, he always takes the path of least resistance. That's efficiency.
That's true, guys. Women get like really triggered, I think, like if they're not gamers or whatever, if the guy's playing video games all the time, or even if he's just chilling, or if he's sick, because they do feel like he should be working hard for us in his spare time because like he cares so much about us that he's trying to like do the very best possible job for like the family. So they can get really triggered if they just see like the guy chilling too much. And there's this amazing book, which I have recommended before on the channel, but it's actually for women. It's by this woman, Kenya K. Stevens, who's actually getting a TV show, which I'm so excited about, this March. And it's going to be about her husbands because she's now a coach for couples transitioning into polyamory. But before she was polyamorous, she wrote this book about her relationship called Change Your Man. And it just is so fucking good. Like, it's honestly the best book for women I've ever read, about like dating relationships, because she kind of explains all the expectations she came into the marriage with, and how she was saying that her husband would always say to her that whenever he started like feeling good and relaxing, she got so angry at him and she always denied it. But then, like, she kind of realized maybe I do that. And maybe that's because I have this expectation that like he should be working for us. And it's basically how she kind of like got rid of all these assumptions that were harming her relationship. But this is one thing she talks about: when the guy is just acting wasteful, chilling, relaxing, doing his own thing, the woman's getting triggered because she's thinking he should be working for the family in the most efficient way possible, like this dude is saying. And I think this causes a lot of problems in marriages and relationships, because it is kind of unfair to the guy, because it's like he deserves to relax too, right? He deserves to enjoy his life, so it's interesting. So M says the perfect man is so perfect, there's no room here left to improve or grow spiritually or emotionally. Yeah, it's kind of like he's reached the summit of like personal growth in a way. Yeah, interesting. Um, let's see what else. TKDBLK Belt says I got to read that book. Um, the book Change Your Man, because it's good. Um, all right, guys. Let's go. Keep going. We're almost done here.
45. He's well thought out. The perfect man is like a computer with all the answers. And when a question is asked to him, it's as if he just has to select the optimal response from his massive database of wisdom. No questions catch him off guard, and he speaks with genius in every sentence.
Okay, so literal genius. Um, okay, I guess that's better than totally clueless. Yeah.
46. Delayed gratification. The perfect man is consistent and doesn't allow what he wants in the moment to overshadow his long term gains.
That's true. That's true. Because the woman wants him to be like working for her, working for the family. Yeah, that's definitely female gaze for you. A lot of girls, they can't take this whole carefree, lives in the moment. It's kind of what I talked about in one of my videos about the casual matrix. How on dating apps, a lot of guys are using this casual matrix, as I call it, language, like talking about how they want to be spontaneous, live in the moment, be adventurous, be carefree, explore the city. And it's just like hammered on these dating apps. They're all using these terms, and it's very unattractive to women. Like, a lot of women are very triggered by it because they're like, I don't want a guy who can't plan for the future, who can't keep plans, who can't make plans. Like, it comes off as very boyish and unattractive. to women. So yeah, he's pointing out some very good stuff in this video.
If he could have $100 in a month or $99 right now, he will pick the 100 in a month every time. 47. Man
Okay.
of his words. The perfect man doesn't deceive people for the sake of his own benefits. He is honest and plays by the rule book, but still dominates his competition by playing fair.
That would be ideal, yeah.
48. Independent. He is able to thrive and be prosperous independent of those around him. So
That's huge. That's huge.
even if something bad like his girlfriend breaks up with him, it won't matter because he's not dependent on her emotionally or financially. 49. However, the perfect man is calculated. So, although he knows depending on others is bad because 90% of people are unreliable, he still allows dependencies, but only when he's made the calculated decision that what he's asking of someone generates positive expected values on average.
So he allows dependencies, but only when he's made the calculated decision that what he's asking of someone generates positive expected values on average. Okay, wow, he really is calculated. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
So, if he was to delegate a job to a forklift driver to move a $1,000 crate of ceramics and can pay him $100 for the job, then if he knows there is less than a 10% chance that the driver will break the crate, then it makes sense every time to pay him for this job.
Okay, wow, he's really breaking it down.
Lastly, 50. The perfect man holds accountability and takes responsibility.
Okay, that's very important.
He doesn't deflect blame. In fact,
I agree with this one. I mean, this is huge. I feel like this is just such an unattractive quality. Like I see this on a lot of TV shows a lot when they'll just be saying stuff like, "That's not me." That's like, let's say the guy's name is James, or let's say the guy's name is like Christopher. He'll be like, "That's not Christopher. That's just so out of character for me." I'm like, bro, just take some responsibility, take some accountability. That was you. You did do that. It's not you. It's not out of character. It's in character. That's why you did it. So yeah, it's very unattractive to me when guys do that.
in fact, the first thing he thinks after something goes wrong is, was there anything I could have done in my power to stop this from happening?
Extreme ownership. I like it. It's attractive.
Anyway, those are the 50 lifestyle factors that make the perfect man that every guy should strive towards. If I've missed any, leave your thoughts in the comments below and also hit the like button on your way out as it all helps the YouTube algorithm.
Okay, I'm gonna hit the like button. I hit the like button because that was good, guys. I am like highly impressed. That was really good.
Promiscuity is rising.
Let me stop that.
The percentage of 18 to...
Oh no. 4 reasons promiscuity is linked to society's downfall. Oh god. Okay, guys, so what did you think? What were your thoughts? Questions, comments, concerns, refutations, constructive criticisms, as M said. Personally, I was impressed. Personally, I'm highly impressed. I thought he laid out some very important things for guys to be aware of. I thought almost all of them, except that one that I mentioned, which was about being like a know-it-all. That's probably not what he meant, but that's kind of how it came off. Resonated with me. I agree we're attractive. I do think there's some qualities that can be equally as attractive. I know, maybe it's 49%, or it's 51%, like he said in the beginning. But I think he did a good job setting out, doing what he set out to do, which is explaining like the most attractive traits in all these categories. Does that mean you have to just take this middle of the road path to be attractive? No, it does not. Like, there's many guys who are carefree who are highly attractive, like let's say some rock star, right? But it was still very interesting, powerful, and very well done. What do you guys think? Let's see. Munir says the best book is A Billion Wicked Thoughts. Yeah, I was thinking of reading that because I know that's what Jordan Peterson based his little thing on, and everybody's been commenting to me about it. And I know he like misquoted that book. So I was like, let me read like the real book. And maybe I could talk about it on my channel. Munir says, I see your perspective. Which perspective, Munir? And TKD says, train her to see you as above her. Make her work for your approval. I would not take that approach personally. Grim Reaper says, extreme ownership is good, but sometimes you break down and see the forest through the trees. See the forest through the trees. What do you mean there, Grim Reaper? And then he says, I just like the way you reacted to it. He also screwed up on the eyebrows. What did you think was wrong about the eyebrows? And then M says, Frankenchad doesn't take it well when he gets dumped and often turns into a sex addict. I've seen it with friends. Interesting. I mean, another good book you guys should read is The Myth of Sex Addiction. It's very, very good. I don't really see anything wrong with being a sex addict, personally. First of all, it's not a real addiction, although it has similarities to addiction. It's not a physiological addiction. Wolf Smith says, never ask a fish how to catch a fish. Oh my God. Come up with an original thought for once in your life, Wolf Smith. And just go at the same time. Why do men? All right, guys. Munir says the fact that personality traits such as responsibility and accountability and discipline are extremely important to build attraction. Now, what was your first thing? Okay. I see your perspective. Yep. Okay, very good, Munir. Very good. So, Wolf Smith says, black pilled here. Yeah, we're all black pilled here. I just watched a black pill video. I thought it was good. So why are you telling me I don't know what I'm talking about? I literally agreed with like every single black pill point in his video but one. But just do the opposite of what the fish says. You'd be doing the opposite of everything in your black pill video. This is so stupid. Oh my God. Why? Do you guys know how many times I've gotten this incredibly obnoxious comment, never ask the fish how to catch fish? Like literally thousands and thousands of times. It's so annoying. Deep breath. Okay. Serenity now. Serenity now. Thank you, Web Education. All right, guys. Well, this was fun. Very fun. Except for 2 annoying comments. But that's pretty good. That's very good. So, all right, guys, do you guys have any other questions before I sign off? Any other thoughts, comments? Anything you want to truth bomb about? Because whenever I get annoyed and angry, I get in the mood to just tell a very harsh truth. So, yeah, I'm kind of getting annoyed. So maybe I can just go off because I'm angry now. So, let's see what you guys are saying. All right, bye, web education. Sebastian M, I like your advice. Just thanks, Sebastian. Um, that's a good question, John D. What's the best way to approach a woman you like but don't know when she's sitting with a group of her girlfriends? They often seem to think they get the final say on whether you're worthy enough for her. Well, I would try to engage the entire group first. You should kind of like talk to everybody and be like, I don't know if you're by yourself or with your friends, but it's good if you don't just go straight up to the girl because in a way it's kind of an insult in a way to the rest of the girls, so they'll be more likely to kind of be annoyed. So if you can just get them talking like, "Hey, what are your guys' opinion on this?" You know what I'm saying? That's a good conversation starter. Then everyone will be chiming in, giving their opinion. You can do some fun thing like that. And then you can kind of start like focusing more on the girl you like and ask her out. But that will kind of like disarm the group of girlfriends because, like I said, it can be kind of, they're not going to say this, but it can be kind of insulting because it's saying, this girl's hot, you guys are not. Whereas if you kind of like befriend the group, it's less threatening. Um, you are nice, Jesse. You are nice. Love angry Victoria. All right, guys, here's a tip for you. What Jesse said, that's the way to a woman's heart. You don't want to be obsessed with happy Victoria, smiling Victoria, sweet Victoria. I saw on The Bachelor himself making this mistake tonight. And I was thinking, oh, he needs to watch my video about the masks because he was making that mistake. But if you kind of like praise the negative emotions that women aren't really encouraged, they'll love you for it. Just like I'm loving Jesse Shaw right now. So Mind Warlock says classic mystery method group opener. Hello, ladies. I need a female opinion. That's a great one. That's very good. I didn't know that was a mystery method group opener, but I can see why because I share his opinion. It's good. It's fun. Girls like that. They like when a guy is like seeking out their opinion. It's also disarming because it's like so many guys are trying to, trigger warning, guys, mansplain to women. They're trying to basically be some kind of know-it-all and teach them and, appear knowledgeable and impress them. So when a guy asks the women's opinion, it's almost like a gesture of respect and it makes them like the guy. Like, wow, this guy's a cool guy. He's not sexist, basically. It's going to disarm them. It's going to make them like you. They're going to start laughing. And it's good if it's kind of like some controversial, not too controversial, not like, what do you think of abortion or something, but like some funny, male gaze versus female gaze question. Women like to debate stuff like that. So yeah. So, okay, cover says, tell me the harsh truth if my email was crap or if you didn't care to answer it. I want that, but I don't want to spam you again if it's unwelcome. Your email was not crap. It's just that it's hard to answer a lot of emails, and sometimes I get behind. That's really what it is. It's just a lot of kind of like sometimes if it's like a long email and there's a lot of questions in it, It's like I'm thinking, "Oh my god, this is gonna take a long time to answer." So I'll just kinda, like, not respond right then. But if you keep your questions, like, short and to the point, I really should have told this to people originally, but I can answer it a lot more easily than if there's, like, 50 questions and it's complicated and it's long. But it's not crap, it's not you, it's me. Do you know what I'm saying? And just having a lot of stuff to do and, you know. I try to get around to them eventually, but you know how it is. I hope, but yeah. Um, all right, guys. Well, John Bauer says, for first appearances, how much do a man's clothes matter on a 1 to 10 scale? Honestly, John, if you're smart, it would matter to you a 10. It's really important. So, how much do they matter? Like, what is their importance? And like 10 is like incredibly important. 10 is like maximum importance. I'm going to say it's like a 9. It's really important because if you're dressed badly, it can just give away so much about like the type of guy you are. You know what I'm saying? Like I guess this wheat waffles guy, he mentioned style. It's a good one. It's very important. If I were you guys, I would like try to dress in the most up-to-date, current, fashionable way possible because that can really enhance the way a woman sees you. Andrew or she says, sex is very important, but it's not the most important thing in life. If so, it is time to get priorities in check. What do you think is the most important thing in life? Samuel Wim says, should a guy be flattered by a woman who watches their IG stories regardless of if it means anything? I would not be too flattered by that, Sam. I would kind of see that as more neutral. Because people can be watching videos of people they don't even like. It's just, they might even be hate watching it. Or they might even just be like, kind of going, like, they're not even looking and their stories are just playing, you know? So I wouldn't read into it much at all. Unless you have some reason to be watching, you know, the dynamic between you two. TKD BLK Bill says, what are your thoughts on the book Mode 1? I thought it's a great book. I recommend you guys read it. I really enjoyed it. I'd like to reread it now that I kind of know more about men. Because when I first read it, I didn't really have as much experience with men. Well, I had experience dating men, but I didn't have much experience with like the way men were struggling with dating. So, all right, guys. Well, I've got to be going, but this was fun. See you guys later, and thank you so much to JB. I don't know if you're still on here, probably not, but you are awesome. Thank you for tipping me. It does not go unrecognized, obviously, but I really appreciate it. All right, guys. And I'll just answer Jesse Shaw's question. Thanks for my non-linear life. I felt like that, like you wanted to give us a good slap. How much does the way you smell matter? Like cologne, no cologne. I felt that. Personally, I don't think it matters, Jesse Shaw, because without cologne, you guys have like a smell. Honestly, I think it's better with no cologne because cologne can be good, but you're gonna smell in a good way no matter what. And it's honestly can be if you guys have, you know, biochemical compatibility or whatever, way better than cologne. So you don't need it. It's not important. You're going to smell good to a woman who's meant to be with you or meant to find you attractive, to speak in male gaze language, no matter what. So Jesse Shaw says a woman's sense of smell is so good that's scary. Um, yeah, like I have definitely smelled a lot of guys and it's great. They smell really good. Like, honestly, I tell my boyfriend, like, just don't even wear deodorant because I never smell anything. I'm like, it smells good. Like, and he's always like, you're crazy. I'm like, honestly, it does not smell bad. Like, marketing has got to you guys. So, yeah. All right, guys, I gotta go. All right, bye, everybody. Thanks again for coming and thanks for joining. Thanks for participating. Thanks for your questions, comments, and I will talk to you guys later.